This is the brand new 2024 Ford Mustang, and today I'll be getting inside. I'm very curious, is this new 2024 Mustang worth the upgrade over a 2023? Are the changes big enough? We are out here in beautiful mountain country at the Cleveland National Forest here in California. This should be a great place to get a feel for this Mustang. This is not the V8, this is a 4-cylinder with a brand new rebuilt 4-cylinder featuring 315 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque with the 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, I've owned quite a few S550 or 6th generation Mustangs. This is the 7th generation again. They've changed so much when it comes to the exterior styling. It's more angular, more muscular, and more flattened out to give you a futuristic vibe from the vehicle. I'm very curious, did you notice this? You have quad exhaust pipes now on an EcoBoost Ford Mustang. I want to go over the technology you have within this platform, even touch base on what we could see with the Ford Mustang GT-D, because the biggest selling point I find with this brand new generation Mustang isn't going to be the chassis down below, because fundamentally the wheelbase, the doors, the overall dimensions, they're quite similar to the previous generation Mustang. The technology again is the biggest selling point that I find. This is not cheap. This is a $50,000 4-cylinder Mustang. It's got quite a few options on it. It has the upgraded brakes from the GT, Brembo calipers with Pirelli tires, the amazing grabber blue paint job. I'm a big fan of this, even going back to the S197 generation Mustangs. One major design point you'll find with this hood is that it's more flattened out like a proper muscle car. It's more boxy, as you see here. This body line with the shadows, made sure to park right here so you can see the different indentations of the body lines. It's straightforward. So when you're inside the vehicle, it looks like a box almost for the hood. This is going against the Toyota Supra, even the Integra Type S. Those have similar power outputs. Those are offered in a manual. Same with this Mustang. Let's get inside and find out if this $50,000 Ford Mustang is worth the price. So getting in, the doors are a familiar sight again. Let me go ahead and close them. I'm a big fan so far of this brand new interior. You have tons of perforations all over the steering wheel, making these dot effects. You do have this interesting material. It feels like a resin or a plastic, but it gives off the appearance of a carbon fiber weave. And you find that all throughout the dashboard, around these AC vents, even down towards the start indicator. There are no more physical buttons everywhere to control your climate control or even the heated and cooled seats. This has in total 6 main buttons. One for your Mustang page that you can change settings with, traction control, hazards, your favorite setting for like exhaust, and then your front defroster. This simplicity is a good thing. When I look at my McLaren 600 LT, there's no AC physical buttons anywhere. It makes the entire complexity of these vehicles go down. It makes the technology side of things feel even better. Let me go ahead and start it up. For being a 4-cylinder, it's pretty loud. Let's go directly into a track mode. It'll open up all the exhaust valves, the 4 quad-tipped exhausts. Wow, it's actually not letting me rev past 5,000 RPM. It's very interesting. I bet if I go into neutral and put the brake on, it'll let me rev even higher. So let's check that. Nope. These displays are fantastic. I love playing around with them. Even when you change drive modes, it gives you an awesome graphic, a little short screen to show off what you're about to do. Going from drag mode, you have slippery for the wet. The idea is you have a mode for every single situation. This will be your custom mode, and I chose to turn off auto start and stop because in my opinion, it just becomes very inconvenient. I don't like having the vehicle turn off and on. If you're a fan of gas mileage, leave it on, I suppose. But if you hit the Mustang button, This is where you're gonna find the ability to change your cluster theme. You can match your drive mode. So this is gonna take us into sport display with the RPM going vertically left, speedometer vertically right. For this custom mode, I have chosen loud exhaust. If I click here, you can change anything. Your adaptive suspension, your steering feel, your traction control indicator setting, even the display again. I'm a fan of this because you can make everything your own, especially the auto start and stop. However, for normal city driving, this is what you're gonna start out with. It's gonna have the typical round speedometer on the right and your RPM gauge on the left. If you wanna throw things back to the 90s, let me show you Fox body mode. Here we go, Fox body. Haha, yeah. Here we go, throwback vibes. Let's do this, guys. Let's see how this drives. It actually sounds really good. So compared to the Integra Type S, this has got way more of a vocal range when I get on power. It won't let me downshift unless I go below, what, 4,000 is it? Still can't downshift, still can't downshift, still can't well, there we go. When the exhaust valves open up, it sounds really loud. The top down, it makes it a lot of fun with the top down. For a normal cruiser, I guess the main highlight, as I just showed you, is gonna be the technology, how relaxing it can be at highway speeds, and taking in the environment all around you. This is a fun pony car. The grabber blue with the top coming down, it's perfect for the California lifestyle. It really is. Not a cheap one either though. It's $54,000, I believe, for the MSRP. The technology though, it's just night and day an upgrade over the previous generation with all the displays. I'm just gonna stop talking for a second so you can listen to the engine in the Canyon. I love being in a Mustang again, I really do. I prefer leaving it in automatic because the shift logic is easier to deal with when it's automatically choosing those gears. When I'm trying to choose the gears, I think it's going against what the car wants to do. So if I leave it in automatic, it seems like it wants to hold high revs in track mode, which is exactly what you're looking for. This display in track mode, it reminds me of the Ford GT display. When you're driving it, it starts skinny on the left and it raises and goes really wide between the higher and higher RPM because you're gonna be staying in higher RPM for the majority of the time at high speed. And then I can change the display again, go into a calm display setting, which I don't know why you'd wanna do that in track mode. It's a very skinny RPM gauge in the middle. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. My favorite would be Fox body because when it gets dark out, it even turns green. Is this the greatest entry-level Mustang ever made? Yes, it is, 100%. This raises the bar for what you would think of when you first get into the starting price $30,000 EcoBoost. This has a lot of options on it. It's got the cool handbrake down below. It's got the sound system. It's got a ton of upgrades. The premium interior, the leather everywhere feels very nice to just deal with. I think this would be a fun daily driver. It's got tons of cool tech modes that throw you back to different eras of Mustang, but then you can change the setting to make it more alive and have fun at the same time. If I were to compare the feel in terms of suspension and chassis, I couldn't tell you it feels night and day different. What I could tell you is that the interior and the amenities that come together to create the finished package that this is night and day. It's completely night and day. Looking at the $30,000 starting price for the EcoBoost Mustang, I think it's a good buy. You can get it close to a Mustang GT price point. This is again over $50,000. In my opinion, the best spec for it to make it even more fun as this, you gotta get convertible, and if you can, get the upgraded braking system, the bigger Brembo calipers, that will make the entire handling personality of the vehicle go up. I think it's worth just the driver confidence you get out of having a more powerful braking system that is resistant to brake fade. And if anything, if you want to go autocross it, you can. Just change out the tires, your brakes are ready to go. For around $50,000, I think I would definitely still go for the V8. Nonetheless, this is the greatest entry-level Mustang yet. It's fun to drive. It's got all the technology you want to stay current in 2024, even moving forward. Going to a Cars and Coffee event today, it was getting crowds. I mean, this vehicle gets attention. Yes, it's running on a similar powertrain to the JDM cars with the 4-cylinders and the 6-cylinders. They're all pumping out roughly 300 horsepower or so. This gives you the pony car vibe with a big muscular stance, the iconic Mustang name. It's a pretty timeless experience, it really is. Having all these displays, this is the greatest interior yet in a Mustang, it really is. Icing on the cake is the quad exhaust out back, having 2 exhausts on either side. Come on, we only had that on the GT500 during the S197 generation. Then for the GTs, they started adding those for the S550 6th gen. Now the EcoBoost has it. Yes, please. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, it really help me out, and subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. While you do that, hit the notification bell, specifically the all button, to get all the notifications for the episodes and content we post online here on the channel. Please let me know your thoughts. What does this mean for the GTD coming out, the next generation of tech? This is definitely a technology vehicle now. I would love to see this level of technology in the GTD, but track focus. So it's stripped out, using all those enhancements to give you a proper next generation supercar Mustang. Thanks for watching again. I'll see all of you in the next episode.